Hello guys, Pezray here, and this is Final Fantasy, the Calamity Retold. Right, welcome back guys. Today's video is about this small event, which is the Calamity Retold. And I think it's a really sweet little event. I'm a bit disappointed it wasn't a bit bigger and the rewards weren't a little bit better, but the concept is still there. Personally, I have spoke to so many people, friends of mine, where I have wanted to see something like this in the game, because one thing personally, I wish I was there at the very beginning. And if anybody out there has seen the YouTube videos of the Calamity and when it first started and the fact that big red moon was coming down and people were unsure of what was going on, I can only imagine how crazy that must have been to the player base at that time. So one of the other discussions that I've had with several people is how cool would it be for Final Fantasy 14 to relive that moment? Not in an event, because as good as this event is, we know it's an event. We know there's nothing coming. It's just another, can I say gimmick? It's just another little event. To be honest with you, for the 5th year anniversary, I think this event would have been even more epic if they'd actually made it real. So get the devs on the game. Spawn enemies in Uldar. Spawn enemies all over the place. Make it crazy. The event could be everything in the Realm Reborn just going nuts again. Bring the moon back. You know, there's nothing to say that they couldn't have done that. And people would have been like, hey, what's going on? Is this because of the 5th year anniversary? What's going on? Change the colour of the moon. Do anything. Instead of making it a small little event, give everybody, give all the player base that feeling of what is going on. Make the rewards even better. You know, this is the thing. And this is where I'm at with Final Fantasy 14. I've been playing this game now for, what, 9-10 months? And even though I haven't done absolutely everything content-wise, I still feel like I've completed what I've wanted to achieve out of it. So I have a Paladin at 70, I have a Summoner, a Scholar at 70, I have a Red Mage, I have a Samurai. So I feel like I need something extra, and I think that extra is for more bigger content, not predictable content, but surprising content, something that's different and out there and unique. If they had reenacted this and not give any ideas to the player base that they were going to do it, how cool would that have been? Imagine logging in and your friends are like, get to Uldar, for some reason there's a load of enemies attacking the place. What's happening? What is going on? Rather than jumping into the enemy, jumping into like a quest and an event. Now, don't get me wrong, what they've done is still great. The music in the background kind of gives it that eeriness. But at the end of the day, we know we're not losing anything. And that's the point. Hopefully in future patches, they might be able to do things like that. You know, in Final Fantasy 11, which is a game that I played years of, they had a city called Arturgan. And in the first part of the city, you could move around that city and do things freely, but as you went into the second part of the city, every now and then, a load of enemies would storm the city. And you could be on your way to be doing something, and next minute you're caught up in this battle for about half an hour to an hour, it could, however long. And the player base had to work together because you could win or lose that. It was win or lose. So, I would like to see Final Fantasy 14 do more content that isn't so predictable. Now, Pagos and Eureka I think are amazing, especially in the fact they do remind me of 11, which is a really cool thing. But is it enough? Is it enough to keep the player base happy and content with what's going on? Now, I'm quite open and honest. I'm a noob when it comes to this game. I am not like the best at this game. You know, I'm not the most fluent with my rotations. I know there's players out there that are far superior to what I am. But that doesn't mean that somebody like myself, or the next person, can't have something that will entertain us. Now, you have things like Bahamut, the coils and the savage content, and so, like I say, there's loads of content that I haven't touched. But things like the coils, why do I need to go and do them? What is the need for me to go back and do them? Just to say that I've done them? Yeah. I suppose when I'm hanging around with friends, if they want help going through that, I'm quite happy to go along. You know, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one. This game, for me, is just such an epic game. The graphics is amazing. The community, or the circles that I chill with anyway, they're pretty cool. I see every now and then you get some idiots in the game, but you're going to get that in all walks of life, all different types of games. It doesn't matter. You're still going to get them. Overall, this game is such an amazing game. But the one thing I can do, which I'm lucky to do, is that I can compare it to 11. And I know that people say, yeah, they're two different games. But the thing is with 11, it had so much more to it. It was so much more of a challenge. Now, yes, if I want a challenge, I could go and do Savage content. But there's a big difference between doing Savage content or just playing 11. Just playing 11 and trying to level up in 11 was a challenge. And it was, you know, you needed to make sure that you was in the right party and doing the right things and going to the right areas. And just to unlock a sub job, you had to farm 3 items that could take ages. For me, this game hasn't really gave me a challenge. There are some things that are a bit challenging, but once you get it, you know, once you get it down, you get it down, and it's easy after that. So yeah, Pagos and Eureka are definitely a breath of fresh air for me. So where will Final Fantasy go? That is the question. What do you guys think? What do you guys think Final Fantasy will do? I've heard so many people say that this game is a bit like a cash cow. I've heard people say that this game is like the devs don't care about the player base. I've heard so many different things, different takes on it. Some people are very super content and they're happy with the game. I'm happy with the game, don't get me wrong. I play this game for the community, like I do with most games. I want to be able to have fun with other players, complete things with other players. Like Palace of the Dead, for example. Heaven on High. You know, they are quite challenging, but the actual game itself, I don't know. It's a real tough question. What can they do to make it more challenging? What can they do to keep the player base happy? And I know you're not going to please everyone, no matter what you do. If you make the content too hard, just normally, you'll have a lot of people that say, oh, I don't need this is too hard. If you make it too easy, then you got the hardcore players saying, oh, this is too easy, this is too easy. So it is a super, super tough question on what they can actually do. But playing this event, honestly, really, really cool event. I think they could have made it a lot bigger, yes, but we get what we're given. At least they've done it. At least they've made it for the player base to try and have a little crack at it and see what it was like. But yeah, they definitely need to put some more unpredictable things into this game. Instead of saying, okay, at the end of this month, we're going to be releasing this patch. At the end of this, we're going to be doing that. Housing. Just quickly, I want to touch on housing. They need to do so much more with housing. You know, it's fantastic having a house. Super addictive. I've moved like 4 or 5 times. And I really enjoy my house. I really enjoy like moving things about. But I remember when I first started the game and I said that I wanted a house, a player said to me, if you're going to do a house, just remember it's a money sink. And he was right. It really is. You can blow so many millions in a house just on furniture and cosmetics alone. But then you look at the economy and you think, yeah, but do you know what? I've got nothing really that I want to spend my money on. Like, I don't know. It's just really tough. It really is a tough one. Because again, on 11, on the auction house, when we used to buy things off there, there was items that were like, for example, I think it was level 24, the Empress Hairpin. That is actually in Eureka Animos. That could still be worn at level 70. And it was a level 24 item. If you wanted to buy one legit, it cost you millions and millions and millions. Or you could go out and farm. And talking about farming, that's one thing I do wish they had. Don't get me wrong, I've done a lot of hunts over my time playing this game. And the hunts are amazing, but I think it would have been a lot better if they spawned NMs that could drop these rare items. So that people that don't want to do the Savage content have got a way of getting other items that could just be as good. Maybe they need to farm for quite some time before they get it. And that, I tell you what, that's one thing I do like about the Eureka, is the fact that obviously you get them cool items. I hope they release the Vermilion Cloak. My red mage will be wearing the Vermilion Cloak if it ever comes out. And my summoner. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, look, that's enough chit-chat. If you guys have got any comments, please, please, please comment below and let me know what you think. What things would you like to see in this game? Everybody's different. Everything I've just been speaking about for the past 10 minutes, you guys might all disagree and say, well, no, actually, it would have been better if they did this. It might have been better. And that's the cool thing. That is so cool. That's what a community is. It's about sharing ideas. Not everybody has to be the same. People can be unique. So yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think. If you enjoy the video, drop a like on it. Drop a comment on it. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. I'm going to let this video play out now. So thanks for watching. On that note, please subscribe. Don't forget, hit that notification symbol to stay up to date with all my videos, and then you get to view all this content as it drops. Take care, guys.